Straight ahead on WBKB, President Biden meets with Russian President Vladimir Putin.
Plus, former Michigan students and athletes speak out against the university, and the Michigan National Guard in Alpena could receive some extra funding.
You're watching Thunder Bay News Network. WBKB News at 6 starts now.
This is WBKB News at 6. An in-depth look at news, weather, and sports. From hard-hitting news stories to local events, we're there with coverage you can count on. You're watching WBKB News at 6.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us. I'm Sherry Stewart.
And I'm Tyler Cruz. President Biden met with Russian President Vladimir Putin in Geneva today at a low point in the two countries' relationship.
After hours of discussion, the two signaled the door is open to find common ground on a range of issues such as cybersecurity. Natalie Brand is at the White House with more.
The historic summit between President Joe Biden and Russian President Vladimir Putin began with a handshake, then ended with planned separate news conferences, starting with Putin, who called the talks constructive.
I think that both of these sides showed a willingness to understand one another.
President Biden described the tone as positive.
It's clearly not in anybody's interest, your country's or mine, for us to be in a situation where we're in a new Cold War.
Inside an 18th century villa in Geneva, the two leaders sat down with their top diplomats, followed by expanded talks with additional aides. Afterwards, both sides agreed to return their ambassadors to their posts in each other's countries in the future and to restart dialogue on nuclear arms and weapon systems. Heading into this summit, the White House tempered expectations, but said the goal was to talk about areas of possible cooperation and also clearly lay out the red lines. Issue number one, a series of cyber attacks on U.S. entities blamed on Russian actors.
I talked about the proposition that certain critical infrastructure should be off limits to attack, period.
Also human rights, including the imprisonment of Putin's political opponent, Alexei Navalny.
What did you say would happen if opposition leader Alexei Navalny dies?
I made it clear to him that I believe the consequences of that would be devastating for Russia.
The summit was slightly shorter than expected. President Biden says the test of whether it was a success will be revealed in the coming months. Natalie Brand, CBS News, the White House.
Dozens of former University of Michigan students and athletes held a press conference today, urging action from the university. The group is made up of former football players and other students and athletes who claim they were sexually abused by Dr. Robert Anderson and that the university itself failed to protect them. They say it's time for the school to do more than just point a finger at Anderson.
We're joined by dozens of survivors of sexual abuse by Robert Anderson. But these brave men and women are also victims of abuse by the University of Michigan.
Steinar also said that some of these athletes have won national championships for the university, and we'll have more on this story and the former athletes who spoke out later in sports.
Here's meteorologist Ellie Morrison with the first check of the weather. And Ellie, my heat came on last night.
And Sherry, we're going to have another night of some cold temperatures around the area. We are seeing clear skies. Here's the view at Lachine, M32 and M65. The picture there showing completely blue skies throughout the area. And it's also a pretty similar scene farther to the south. This is just south of Glennie along M65. A sunny afternoon. As we go into tonight, we are going to have temperatures dropping off into the 50s, and then by the early morning, we're heading into the 40s. Early tomorrow morning, a low around 46 degrees, so it'll be a cool start to the morning. By midday, we're well into the 70s, and highs for tomorrow afternoon getting up to 83 degrees, so more summer-like temperatures will return to our area tomorrow. I'll let you know when our chances of showers and thunderstorms will increase coming up later in the newscast.
I get to bundle up while I sleep and you get to keep your heat off. It's a win-win. An Alpena man has been arrested for domestic violence and assault with a dangerous weapon. 23-year-old Hunter Terry Curry was already on parole for domestic assault in a separate incident. His girlfriend went to Michigan State Police June 10th to report that he assaulted her. Police say Curry physically assaulted the woman twice. The suspect's parole officers were called and he was arrested and taken to the Alpena County Jail. Curry is charged with 1-count domestic violence, third offense. Curry's bond is set at $50,000 and his next scheduled court date is July 6th. The nation's housing market is breaking records month over month with more buyers than inventory.
Yeah, it's a slightly different story, though, when it comes to the job market. Help wanted signs are everywhere, but where are the workers? It's a question many people are asking.
There was everything from office positions listed, postal, merchandising, sales, machine operators, retail, food. That's a wide range of sector groups.
That's great news if you're looking for work, but many employers say they're having a tough time filling open positions. And depending on who you ask, there's a couple reasons why.
We need the governor in Michigan to do like so many other governors have had and said, nope, no more extra unemployment benefits. It's time for you to go back to work.
Business strategist Mike Zeller says it's not so cut and dry. On the heels of a pandemic, he says many people are reevaluating work and looking for more fulfillment in their careers.
I think it's continuing the trend towards meaning and purpose. And so it's harder to do what you might feel is a less inspiring job for less money.
And adding to that, some observers say this post-pandemic job market may actually provide the best opportunity to do some deep soul searching and actually land the dream job that you've always wanted.
That's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
The Michigan National Guard of Alpena may receive some funds from the state. It's all part of Governor Whitmer's proposed investment to modernize current facilities used by the Michigan Army National Guard. The goal is to address inequities that exist in the facilities provided to Michigan's female service members. If approved, the armory located in Alpena's CRTC would receive over $3 million in funding. The State Veterans Affairs Office says the funding would also help solicit more women for the service.
The Alpena Armory, it would be an investment of $3.5 million to upgrade and modernize the facility there, and that would be upgrading things like bathrooms, locker room spaces, and lactation rooms.
Carroll says these factors are important as older buildings maintained by the State National Guard weren't originally constructed for the integration of women. The Michigan VA says women are the fastest growing veterans population nationwide with more than 2 million members, and women are expected to account for 16% of the state's veteran population by 2045.
Oh, good for them.
Yes.
Nice. It was a beautiful day to clean up US 23. 31 volunteers cleaned the east side of the highway from Fitzpatrick Hardware to Thunder Bay Accounting. The group included board members, the Boys and Girls Club, APS early college students, Bear Point residents, and Nimrock. A big thanks to all the volunteers and everyone else involved in today's effort.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
It was a beautiful day for it too, right?
Fabulous.
If you're going to get out of clean, you might as well do it when the sun's out. There's more news ahead for you here on WBKB. Coming up, it's Next Level Wednesday, and meteorologist Ellie Morrison has your 7-day forecast next.
Tuesday becomes a little bit cooler. We'll have those temperatures dropping off to the upper 40s again early Tuesday. Highs only making it up to 68 degrees. Partly cloudy on Wednesday with high temperatures around 76 degrees.
Yeah, chilly.
Yeah, but it gets chilly tonight, but you know what? People who like the cool temperatures, they'll enjoy this evening and tomorrow morning.
I like the
people who enjoy summer will enjoy tomorrow afternoon with those temperatures rebounding to the 80s. And I know there's that thunderbolt in there for Thursday. That's really for the nighttime. Most of tomorrow is looking to stay dry.
It's good to finally see some rain in the forecast.
Definitely, we certainly need it. Today's photo was sent in by Marcia Mott. Marcia shows us this picture of her horses in Maple Ridge. They seem to like laying in the shade of the trees and out of the sun. Thank you, Marcia, for sharing this photo with us. If you have a photo such as nature shots, pics with friends, or interesting sights you see that you would like to send us, email it along with a short description to news@wbkb11.com.
It's like Goodfellas. I like how one horse goes one way and one horse goes the other way. Coming up on WBKB News, don't miss Next Level Wednesday, and Jake Vanderbrook will have the latest in sports. Stay tuned.
It's Next Level Wednesday. Today, WBKB's Stephanie Minichi speaks with one business owner who provides helpful tips on how to transition from your 9-to-5 to your passion.
Welcome to Next Level Wednesday. Today I'm speaking with Kelly Hakery, owner of Bluebird Boutique in downtown Alpena. Kelly, thank you so much for joining me today. You started a business during COVID.
Yes, it was definitely something kind of not, I don't want to say on a whim, it's something I've always wanted to do, but it was the first time I actually had the downtime to be able to research and be able to find out what it entailed to be a business owner. I have no business background, so it was a very, very long learning process, but finally allowed me that time to sit down and do a lot of research.
So what happened where you ended up with us next week for Next Level Wednesday, where your next level may be discovered?
Thanks for that, Stephanie, and great advice. Just do it.
And hey, if it works for Nike, it works for her, it'll probably work for everyone else. Well, sports is coming up next, but first, Jake Vandenbroek is here with a preview. Jake, what's going on tonight?
Hey, Tyler, Sherry, Elliot, and to all of you watching. Next in sports, Tigers had an afternoon meeting with the Royals to close out a 3-game set. Highlights on that. And it's one and done for a former Detroit Pistons basketball coach. More on this story when WBKB News at 6 of the Western Conference. The 61-year-old had been out of coaching since 2018 before he was named the Pelicans head coach in time for the 2020-21 campaign.
It was a busy day for Woj. The NBA was extremely packed with news today. I mean, you had Kawhi, Chris Paul, Mike Conley.
Scott Brooks from the Washington Wizards, Cassius Winston's old coach at the time.
Yeah, so a lot of news coming out of basketball today.
Oh, yeah.
Don't go anywhere. We will be right back after this. Welcome back. So this was funny, and I'm not making fun of the Yankees today, no worries. There was a woman named Amira in Singapore noticed that every few months, one of the shoes from outside her door has gone missing. And supposedly it's happened about 4 times since the end of 2020, and now she has finally caught her culprit. The neighbor has seen her cat coming home with random shoes, but had no idea who to return the shoes from. Here you can see the cat grabbing the shoe and just walking away from it. And he's got a specific style. All of the stolen items were branded men's flip-flops. And that puts a new definition to the term cat burglar, doesn't it?
Absolutely. That's so funny. Well, thank you for watching WBKB News at 6.
You can visit WBKB11.com for sports, weather, and news updates anytime, day or night.
And check us out on our Facebook page and Twitter handle at WBKB11.
Join us tonight for WBKB News at 11 with Stephanie Minichi. Have a great evening.